Let me guess, you want to learn a language, but you've no idea where to actually start. We've all been there. And I think we've all seen a lot of language learning videos online of people giving advice and sharing tips. And while these are great, these videos rarely actually show those tips being put into practice in real life for the viewers to see. So today, we're gonna pull a brand new language out of this hat over here that I have never studied before, and we're gonna learn it for one day. I'm gonna show you guys the exact methods that I've used from scratch that have helped me become conversational in 6 languages. So we're gonna go from learning those first words to having that first conversation, and then helping you guys get set up to plan out going off and becoming an intermediate speaker in the future. Okay, so without further ado, we got our little hat of languages over here. I put 6 languages I've never learned before. Let's see what language we're gonna be learning today. I'm not looking. All right. Okay. Nice. Vietnamese. Do I know any Vietnamese words? Xin chào. By the end of this video today, our goal is to walk into a Vietnamese restaurant and order some food in Vietnamese. Let's go. So the first step in learning a new language before you even learn your first word is gonna be step 1. We like to call that find your why. What does that mean exactly? Well, your why is the reason that you are choosing to learn this language. We learn languages for many different reasons. For some people, it's for work reasons. For others, you're moving to a new country and that language is spoken in that country. For others, we just enjoy the process and the opportunity to make new friends, and there's less of a specific reason, it's just a general interest, and that's totally okay. But the reason that this step is so important is because it really changes how we're gonna learn. For example, if I'm learning Japanese to move to Japan to work in an office and work in finance, the vocabulary that I learn and the words I'm gonna use on a daily basis is so different from somebody who moves to Costa Rica to become a surf instructor. Your vocabularies are gonna be so different. In short, the reason that we're learning is gonna shape how we learn and what we learn, if that makes sense. All right, so you figured out why you wanna learn this language. Now it's time to learn our first word, which brings us to step 2, starter phrases. If you guys have been around the channel for a bit, you're probably familiar with the idea of learning phrases instead of just learning words. The reason why we do this is it's easier for the brain to remember specific phrases when you attach a specific context that you might use that phrase in. All right, so we're familiar with the idea of phrases versus words. Our starter phrases is basically just gonna be the first 10 to 15 phrases that we're gonna learn in this language. We're gonna drill them, we're gonna get them down, and we're also gonna learn common responses to all these phrases. So for example, if I'm learning Mandarin, something like 很高兴认识你. Common response to that is 我也很高兴. Like, we can get started and you guys will see what I mean. Over here is my Notion. It's just like a note-taking app that I like to use to keep track of just like my language learning progress and stuff like that. And you guys can see I have a page for different languages I've learned. Let's go ahead and make one for the new language we're learning. Vietnamese, we can add a little flag, add a cover. I'm sure Vietnam looks absolutely beautiful. Look at that, holy crap. Yo, boys trip to Vietnam? So now it's time for me and for you to think about what phrases are specific and important to us that we want to be able to learn how to say early on. Obviously, there's some non-negotiables that we know regardless we want to be able to say. Let's get those out the way real quick. I'm just like brainstorming right now and writing down like all the words in English that I know I want to translate later. But wait, low-key, I wanna try saying my first word real quick. Hello? Okay, it is xin chào.
Xin chào.
Xin chào. I think Vietnamese is a tonal language. I hope I'm not wrong there. But like we got this tone here, which is like, if y'all have learned Mandarin, you know it's like 第四声, 对吧? 4th tone, right? Okay, basically here, I'm just gonna take like 5 minutes. Think about all the phrases that I'm gonna wanna be able to say early on to introduce myself, to order food for me. I'm gonna take a few minutes to do that and I'll catch up with you guys when we're done with that. All right, we're back. It's been like 10 minutes and I got a solid list of maybe 10 to 15 phrases, which in one day is probably the maximum that my brain can handle. Why are we learning these bigger, longer phrases before learning like stuff like grammar? The reason why is because this is gonna get us speaking and interacting with people a lot faster than starting and learning grammar would and learning from textbooks. We'll see that will come later, but if the goal is just to start speaking with others and start using the language, learning phrases is the way to go. Now it's time to start learning these phrases so that we can speak them later. So I'm going to get started with that and I'll catch up with you guys later. All right, congrats, you made it past step 2. You spent a few days or a few weeks learning those initial few phrases, and hopefully by now you've had a few conversations. Now it's time to step it up a notch and get into the real learning with step 3, which is called learning the basics with structure. And big emphasis on the with structure. There's so many ways people learn a language. One simple traditional way is you're in school and you're taking a class and the school or the teacher that you're with is going to provide the structure and you just attend and they take care of a lot of that for you, but not all of us have the luxury to be in school and be in a class. And sometimes as well, classes don't even turn out to be the most effective for learning, at least here in the US growing up. Another option is you can get a book. I'm here at a library right now. Textbooks, books are a great way to also have some structure and learn the basics of a language, learn things like grammar, vocabulary, all that good stuff. And a lot of different languages already have different standards of how to progress through stuff with textbooks. For example, Mandarin has like the HSK system, which is like level 1 through 9, and they have textbooks you can just follow for that. So, bro, what the heck? I'm making a video. Say hi. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Genki desu ka?
Genki desu. So classes are one option to get structure and learn the basics of the language. Textbooks, if you're into reading and books, are another option. A third option is already doing what you're kind of doing right now, which is watching YouTube. You'd be surprised, but there are so many amazing YouTubers who have a lot of great content for the language that you're trying to learn right now that is just freely available on YouTube that you can go ahead and learn a lot from. I attribute 80% of my Cantonese, a lot of my Mandarin, a lot of my Portuguese to YouTube channels and stuff that I've watched. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how you can learn from YouTube because it's a bit more than just binge watching content all day. The main thing I would recommend to you guys is to find a language learning playlist. So for example, if I just look up here, Vietnamese beginner playlist, and right off the bat, there's like 20 UI videos, 21 videos on this one. Let me just click on this first one. Yeah, and this playlist looks awesome. I mean, shout out to Dang Viet Oi. My pronunciation's probably so bad. That's her channel name. But yeah, there's 25 videos here. They're like all not too long, good lengths of videos, learning the alphabet, learning the basics, and it has structure, right? Like playlists basically build off of each episode with complexity. So I wanted to make a little resource for you guys to help with whatever language you're learning. In the description of this video, you'll find a link to a website with a bunch of different playlists that I'd recommend that I've used throughout my last few years of learning a bunch of different languages that I think would be a great start if you're trying to learn a new language. So it's very likely that the language that you're learning is gonna be on that list. If it's not, just leave me a comment and I will get back to you guys with some recommended resources. But this is pretty much step 3. It's like finding resources that are gonna help us learn the basics. For me here today, obviously I'm not gonna go through all 25 of these videos, but I might go through some that are related to ordering things at a restaurant and learn stuff like that. So here's step 3, I'm gonna find a playlist and go through it and learn some Ding Viet, I think. Right? Ding Viet is like the language. I think we're getting somewhere. What else do I got? Hold on. Xin ơi, bạn hỏi Ding Viet hả? I gotta save some for later. All right, let's study. Real quick guys, the one other thing that I would really recommend doing, apart from just watching these videos, is like taking notes from these videos because just how our brains are, we watch something once, we're not gonna remember all the content there. So for example, back when I was learning Cantonese a few years ago, the first playlist I would watch, every single video, I would just make some short list for the new words that I learned there. So you can see we learned how to say 三文治, 多士, 菠蘿包, we learned how to say some words. Simple concept that, we all know about note taking, but just one other small thing I would recommend as you're watching these playlists, be sure to take notes because we're gonna forget stuff and have somewhere to come back to it is important. Okay, so you made it past step 3, congrats. You took a few months, maybe it was, you've been studying, you've been watching those videos, watching those playlists, taking those notes, and you're feeling pretty comfortable with the basics of the language. You got the foundation down. So what happens now? Now you get to move on to step 4, one of the best ones, which is the process of going from a learner to start being an actual speaker of this language. If you think about a native speaker of the language you're trying to learn, say you're learning Japanese and that's somebody who lives in Japan, who's been listening to Japanese their whole life. It's very likely that the majority of input that they get throughout their day, the majority of things they hear throughout their day, whether it's at work or on social media, it's very likely that the majority of that is in that language. So it kind of makes sense if we want to become close to a native level speaker of that language, we should kind of be trying to consume as much content as they do in that language. And so going from being a learner to a speaker is really just about immersing yourself a lot in that language. Since we've got the basics down at this level, I think you could definitely start getting some speaking practice in. So things like if you're comfortable with it going on platforms like Omi TV or Hello Talk, let's say italki, preferably like the tutor websites and all that, those can definitely be useful here. AI is getting pretty good now that you can just go on, any app there and you can get a pretty solid conversation with some AIs. This probably isn't gonna go well, but I'm gonna pull out ChatGPT and let's try to have our first conversation in Vietnamese to kind of practice for what might happen at dinner hopefully, if stuff goes well. I've learned Vietnamese for like 3 hours in total. I want to order some food today. So can you help me? I'll speak Vietnamese to you and then just be a conversation partner, respond back to me.
Sure.
Keep it very simple and speak in Vietnamese, unless when I get confused, okay? Xin chào.
Chào bạn. How's your day going so far?
Em khỏe không?
Mình khỏe, cảm ơn bạn. Còn bạn thì sao?
Huh?
The Kong sound needs to come from the back of your throat.
Oh my God, bro.
All right, y'all. Well, obviously, I look like somebody who's learned Vietnamese for like 3 hours. Because that's exactly what we've done here. 但是呢，我们需要吃饭，我很饿，所以我们就会去这家饭馆，然后尝试买一点东西. We're gonna try our best, ¿vale? I think without further ado, it's time for step 5 of learning a new language, which is to go actually use it. So let's go get some dinner.
Thấy không? Dạ, có nghĩa là ban tổ chức cho Thiên Kim một cái thùng.
Em muốn giúp được bao nhiêu thì giúp. Quý vị, mở hầu bao ra nha.
All right, well, I think I came to the right place, guys. So I'm in San Jose right now, and the town down here is called Little Saigon, which is like, you know, Vietnamese area. And where the restaurant is, there's just this little, I guess there's a concert going on or something. So we definitely came to the right spot. We are getting to the restaurant. It's time to lock in. Let's do this. All right, we're here. Sorry for the bad camera setup. I forgot my 360 camera, but it'll do. I'm just checking out what I'm gonna get. Yeah, ready. One question. Bạn nói tiếng Việt không? Can you speak Việt? Okay. Em tiếng học tiếng Việt. Em tiếng học tiếng Việt. Em nói một chút tiếng Việt. Like I speak a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. And then cho em một cái này được không?
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know much more. I just know I'm learning Vietnamese today. I started learning, so I know like xin chào, come on, anh yêu em. And how do I say my name is? Tôi tên là.
Tôi tên là
Mattheos.
Mattheos.
Yes. What is your name?
My name is Tam.
Tam?
And you can call me, can you say Tam?
Tam.
Yeah, my name is Tam.
Oh, my name is Nguyen.
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 You know,
Nguyen.
someone have the last name is Nguyen.
Yes.
Yeah, Sam is like, straight.
Yeah. Pronunciation different.
Nguyen. Yeah, not Nguyen.
Nguyen.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other words that I should learn in Vietnamese? Can you teach me one other word? Can you teach me a word?
Oh.
Funny word maybe?
Funny word?
Can I give you a bag?
No.
Monkey. Sắp hồi tụ kapan? Come on. Tạm biệt. Bye. See you. I love learning languages, guys. This morning I got up late. Had a long day. I didn't feel like making a video. I was just gonna sit at home and chill. And sometimes when you just do things, you get reminded why you do them. If that makes sense. Wait, what? But what I'm trying to say is like, that was such a cool interaction that if I didn't decide to learn a new language today, that I wouldn't have get to had and like just got to make new friends and speak tiếng Việt. I said this in the past video, but learning a language is not about the language itself. It's about the opportunities and the memories that learning comes with. Obviously, after one day of learning, we can have a super long conversation, right? And I wanted to say more. I didn't know how to, but we just learned some new words from some friends, maybe some bad words that we shouldn't say. I think that about wraps up the video. Whatever step you're currently on, if you're at step 0 and you're about to learn a new language, or you're in the middle of this process that you're going through, hopefully this video was able to resonate with you a little bit. Muchas gracias por mirar este video. ¿Qué más, mi gente? 注意安全，然后注意给这个视频一个 like， 好不好? What can I say in Vietnamese now? Let me get a Vietnamese outro.
Cảm ơn bạn đã xem.
Damn. It's a really hard pronunciation. Cảm ơn bạn đã xem. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh my gosh. All right, I gotta get home. I will see you guys in the next video. 再见. Bye-bye. I'm back real quick because I needed to say thank you guys for 20,000 subscribers. I love making videos. I love learning languages. Combining those two things is something I absolutely love to do. 20,000 subscribers is a big milestone, and I do not take that lightly, and I'm gonna do my best to continue making awesome videos for you guys, and I really appreciate the support and everyone who watches them. So thank you. 30K on the way, 100K plaque on the way, maybe soon, we'll see. All right, bye-bye.